Welcome to my channel. Hope you have enjoying the listen and reading. As soon as the words left his mouth, she knew she had to do it. She had always been a quiet and submissive wife, but she couldn't take it anymore. Her husband had been belittling her for years, telling her she was useless and stupid, and she had been too afraid to stand up to him. But not anymore. They were sitting in the living room, watching TV, when he made another snide remark about her cooking. She had spent hours in the kitchen that day, trying to prepare a special meal for him, but he had found fault with every dish. She had had enough. She stood up, walked over to him, and slapped him across the face. He was stunned. He had never seen his wife behave like this before. He looked at her with a mixture of anger and surprise, but she didn't back down. She stood there, her hands still raised, daring him to say something. "What the hell was that for?" he demanded, rubbing his cheek. "I can't take it any more," she said, her voice shaking. "I'm sick of you treating me like dirt. I'm sick of you making me feel small and worthless. I'm sick of you thinking you can say whatever you want and get away with it." He glared at her, but she didn't flinch. For the first time in years, she felt powerful. She felt like she was standing up for herself. "You can't talk to me like that," he said, his voice low and dangerous. "I just did," she said, her eyes blazing. "And I'll do it again if I have to. I'm not going to let you walk all over me anymore." For a moment, they just stood there staring at each other. Then, he stood up and walked away. She didn't know what would happen next, but she felt a sense of relief that she had finally stood up for herself. The next few days were tense. Her husband was angry with her, but she didn't back down. She continued to assert herself, to speak up when she felt she was being mistreated, and to stand her ground. It was hard, but it felt good. Slowly, her husband began to change. He started to listen to her more, to respect her opinions, and to treat her like an equal. He apologized for the way he had been treating her, and promised to do better. It wasn't easy, but they worked through their issues together. They went to counseling and talked about their problems. They learned to communicate more effectively, to listen to each other, and to support each other. Years later, they looked back on that moment when she had slapped him, and they both laughed. It was the turning point in their relationship, the moment when they had both realized that they needed to change. They were grateful for it, for the wake-up call that had forced them to confront their issues and work on them together. They were still married, still in love, and still committed to each other. They had their ups and downs, but they knew that they could get through anything as long as they had each other. And every now and then, when they were feeling particularly playful, she would pretend to raise her hand to slap him, and they would both burst out laughing. It was a reminder of how far they had come, and how much they loved each other. Thanks for watching story. Please subscribe our channel in more stories. Thank you.